with a lot of sadhana, which Swami put me on the path. Since the group seems to be quite matured, I don't mind sharing the personal things. After joining in 1986, Bhagavan permitted me here. In 87 itself, Swami put me on the path of self-inquiry. Inquiry, who am I? I found it very difficult to find out who am I. Because Swami put me on the Raman Maharishi's path. In fact, he arranged so many books on teachings of Raman Maharishi. But I was always stuck to find out Swami in discourses, personally also. Go within, find out who you are. I said, go within where? I don't know. Then a thought came to me, closing eyes doesn't make me go within. Within means what? I didn't know any meaning. Should I become a Hanuman that tear my chest and see Swami within? I didn't know. So, but efforts were on. Swami has told me, find out who you are. Go within. After very long time, one evening, Swamiji was coming out from interview room. I used to spend all my spare time to find out who am I. The Bhagia is the name of the body. Then I am engineer is a qualification. I am Sindhi, is a language I speak. I am like that. Everything was discarded. Then who am I? I was not able to find any answer. I am intelligent. That is about my makeup, mind makeup and the brain and all. But who am I? So it went on and on. One evening, Swamiji was coming out from interview room and going out with Jogada, 1989. And now the dilemma in my mind was, my eyes were closed and I used to sit in the veranda just outside Swami's interview room even up to 9 o'clock in the night. So finally, on that day, Swami came out. So dilemma was, should I open my eyes and have one more darshan of Swami? He has told me to find out who am I. That I should find him inside. So dilemma, I said, okay, darshan is ready, available. Why should I miss that? In any case, I will continue finding who am I. So I opened my eyes. Swami came closer to me. He gave a nice whack on my head and went with Kanna Jogara to finish their task. Whatever, maybe I'm not going to the details, it's not relevant now. So, Swamiji came back, my eyes were still closed. Then next day morning, again, before even darshan, even definitely after darshan gets over by 6:30 those days, and I would go and sit in the bhajan hall till 8:45 or so, till I go to the college. College used to start around 9:05. So I used to be sitting there very quietly and again self-inquiry. Next day now, when I sat, closed my eyes and tried to go within, as I didn't know what is that, go within, then I tried, the mind, zip, it got sucked in. There's no separate entity which I could see mind. There's nothingness. Mind was going and, what is this happening? Very strange experience. What I observed, that one big sphere, as if I am a sphere, but not with a boundary, boundless, no boundaries and transparent, but yet I was expanding, bigger and bigger. And then finally, what I saw, oh, this is what I am. Wow! Mandir is in me. This body is in me. Then I came out. Swami had come out for second darshan. Swami was a small, tiny form in me. I'm unlimited. Infinity. I say, oh, wonderful. But no ego. With love, with humility. Humility, everybody, everything is in me. I am everything. I am encompassing everything. Yet, I don't know what it is. That taste he gave. I came out walking in the road. Road is at me, trees, car, whosoever, any person, any hawker, everything is in me. Became unlimited, huge. There cannot be boundary. Went to the class, went to the institute and went to the class. Till today, I don't know what I taught them that day, but I did take my class. Came back in the evening darshan, saw me around 3:15. He came out, he looked at me, smiled, everything went down, just like everything down, back to abnormal, not normal. Because that was my normal state. This became again abnormal, right? This body. So there's nothing like a formless to be seen, no, to be experienced. There's still, with that experience, with understanding, you can't say that I am formless. Form, now let us come to that, another point. The concept of God, we have to clarify with ourselves. There's nothing like God is beyond concepts. But to think that Swami is limited, Krishna, Rama, when form comes to help us to walk on the spiritual path, progress. But the true, the truth is that is one consciousness. Even when the prior to consciousness is nothingness. From nothingness, consciousness appeared. From consciousness, it became dual. The Prakriti and Purusha. From that, the duality started. Day and night, male and female, right and wrong, hot and cold, white and black. All these things, duality started later on. From the primary separation, that's what Swami says, I was alone. I separated myself from myself to love myself. The bond of love is there. So that we have to digest and experience that God is not limited to any form. What is God? There's nothing like Swami also said that this form he has taken to guide us. Hold on to the formless aspect. There's nothing like formless, I put it in my pocket. No. The aspect, the understanding, the experience. So it requires efforts. Efforts will not give you any fruit. Effort is to justify yourself that you're serious. You're very pointed in your efforts. The first priority. That experience will come only with His grace. Nothing else. Nobody can give. At that time, now having tasted that, nothing wrong what you do after that. But remember at the back of the mind, everything is illusion, including this body. That consciousness manifests through different forms. It enjoys. Whole thing is one. It enjoys being a beggar, being a king, male, female. There's nothing like that. Consciousness has no gender, no attributes. So, what question was put, if it is understood properly and guided, that we have to realize that I am not an individual. It is a universal consciousness which has manifested in different form, one such form as Bhagia. But I am not just this body and the mind. I am beyond that, and not I am alone. All of us is only one. Different aspects. Like all of you are sitting in different rooms. It is a space. After all, here also 4 walls make this room. And in this building, if I remove this wall, this becomes bigger hall. Bigger hall. All the walls I remove, it becomes the space. the space inside and the space outside the building, it is same. Now, consider the whole universe. And that is universal consciousness. It's entrapped in the different forms, different rooms, different uniforms we are wearing to manifest, to prove the existence of consciousness. So, from individual I to the universal consciousness, that is the goal. The efforts should be in that direction. And from I to you, you have to, I, J, K, L, M. So you have to be joyful, then always with the karuna, meaning you refine yourself. Whatever I think of myself, guidelines have been given by Bhagavan. Follow that meticulously. Then you go on discarding. This cannot be permanent. This cannot be me. I am permanent. I am eternal. So with that yardstick, if you go on doing that, then what remains, which is already there, by discarding which is wrong or wrongly understood to be me, then what remains is common, universal. As an individual, nobody can realize. When individuality is given up, then you say, hey, there are no separate people. There's only one consciousness. Very fact that we know what is equanimity, and we know that it is, we want to maintain that in different situations. That means I'm witnessing that sometime I get perturbed. When I know I get perturbed, better come back to the equanimity. What else? I don't know. There's nothing like paths. We know where I fall. I know the trap. Beforehand I know that no, this will happen. So best is now as far as possible, according to what I have gone through, Swami has made me experience. Initially, supposing managing anger. If I used to be very, very short-tempered. In a very passing remark, Aarti also gave that the outside I may appear very, tough and with the students and all. I used to be really very, very short-tempered. So much so that as a small boy, my elder brother, who was 10 years elder to me, he promised me something to take me to evening outing. And when his friends came, he said, no, today you'll be here. I became so angry. I took the bunch of keys, solid keys those days, and hit him on his face. And for a very long time, he had a scar on his forehead. So that was my anger, temper. But slowly, gradually, Swami worked on this, in a way, positive side. Because of this anger, Swami gave several interviews, and every time he would ask my wife that, how's your durvasa? And she would say, no, Swami, he is not with me. Hey, you don't know. Ye to tere saath nahi, mere saath bhi gussa karta hai. So he would hit me. He'll irritate me so that I lose temper. Several times, I'm not going into the details. So much so simple thing. My normally hair setting is such since childhood that if I go for slightly shorter length of the hair, then it'll stand up. So Swami would come darshan time. He said, "Kya Bhagia? Ye kya aisa tumhara ye baal khara hota hai?" In my mind, said, "Hey, yaar, ye teri design hai. Meri design nahi hai. You have designed this. I have not done anything to it. So you are asking me, but he wants to trick me to make me angry. Unless he pricks me, unless the anger comes out, it will not be overcome." So, like that, or supposing somebody comes for darshan, those days in the late 80s, so many people will come to put their luggage in our house when I was in the college, and when I came back for lunchtime, I asked my wife, "Hey, what is this? So many people have come." And they have left the luggage here. Where are they? Who are they? She gave me the names of all my family relatives, and they have gone for lunch. Right? They have come for what? They have come for darshan. Few days there were no accommodation available those days easily. Outside, impossible, but inside also shades and all not available. So I was very angry with her, and she very calmly, coolly, she said, "Why are you feeling angry on me? They are your relatives. I have nothing to do with them." So I realized that's true. And then very evening, Swami, he would catch me. He said, "Hey, for jagda kiya wife ke saath? You quarrel? You had a quarrel with your wife again?" I said, "No, Swami, there was a difference of opinion." I know. And then I was kneeling down. Swami was standing, and with the folded hand, Swami purposely would go away from me few steps. I would kneel towards him, and he said, ऐसा ऐसा चलने से ना एक साथ एक माइल चलने से थोड़ा गुस्सा कम हो सकता है. That means you should be punished like this, then your little bit anger will come down. Like that he went on triggering anger in me. Then finally you realize, what for? To whom I am feeling angry? He's giving me an opportunity to realize how much is there stuff inside. Why don't you deal everyone with love? Love is the solution. To maintain equanimity under all circumstances, first love. Another one, which I consider, I'm not giving the details of anger management, a lot of steps were there. And the most important thing, when you consider everybody is embodiment of same consciousness, same God, then when something is going wrong, God makes me strong. That's why some odd event, odd situation has come. What is the lesson which I have to learn? Rather than shouting, blaming, because we consider joy is by J, put the blame on God, Jesus, or if not, put blame on others. If it's not possible, then put blame on yourself. That is my joy. That is ego. Whereas it should be the other way around. That what has gone wrong with me? Something Lord wants to teach me. So when you look back, answer will come. Initially what will happen, after the event is over, then you lose temper or whatever the disturbs your equanimity. Then you will say, again, I lost the battle. It will go on, but repeatedly you are trying to catch up. And situation will come while you are in the midst of losing the temper or losing the equanimity. Then you should, it will remind you, or the conscience will remind you. That time it says, stop it. Your behavior should be totally different. Right? Lord reminded me, again you are losing the battle. You be calm. See God in everything. Then it will come to you, that's good. Repeatedly it will happen that you are already in the midst of losing the equanimity and a reminder has come. After doing that, you will be able to assess before even the situation comes that something is going wrong. Something is happening, going to happen. So better be careful. You will be well equipped. No, I will not lose my temper. Then, repeatedly doing that, then if some situation you will be able to perceive before even comes closer to you, thank you Swami, you are giving me one more opportunity to test myself whether equanimity is maintained. Once you are through with that, it will be a joy. Come on, we'll play like a football. So it's a process. It's not ready-made one formula that here it is, we'll be able to from no equanimity to 100% equanimity. It's a see in sadhana, spiritual path, there are no shortcuts. We have to go through all the steps. So where we are, we don't have to get any certificate from others. Our own certificate. We are the assessing agent. I think, is it not the same what we discussed now? Answer almost the same. More or Gayatri has asked, chant Gayatri. That means be connected with the Lord. Though there is no other way, I'm telling you, on that small story I can share. One boy, he had some bad habits which he wanted to get rid of, but he couldn't. And those days Swami used to choose 4 or 5 boys for prasadam distribution. Whosoever is chosen, selected by Swami, very lucky, because after prasadam distribution, Swamiji would go in the interview room, give them prasadam with his own hands, and sometimes vibhuti packet, sometimes ask them that how's your mother, of this. Boys could, it's sort of mini interview. They could open up their hearts with Swamiji. So one such boy, 5 boys went in after prasadam distribution. The procedure was that you go back to the interview room and Swami would come. So out of 5 boys, 4 boys came out. Swami was giving them vibhuti packets. One boy refused to come. Then he said, Swami, I want to talk to you. I have a problem. I won't know otherwise. But these boys, they come and many times share with me. So the boy said, Swami, I have a bad habit. And I'm not able to get rid of it. Please bless me. Please help me. Swami said, yes. You say Sai Ram whenever you're tempted or your situation comes that you are about to commit an error. Think of me, take my name, it will go away. Yes, sir. The boy continued. After several months, again Swami picked him for prasadam distribution. Again the same situation. He won't come out of the interview room. And then Swami, he said, Swami, I'm not able to get rid of my old habit. So why did you take my name? Yes, Swami. Sai Ram name has no power. Swami became sort of very stern. Hey, how do you say my name has no power? You are not chanted at that time. Did you chant at that time when you were about to commit an error? Then Swami said, see, any instinct, the peak is 5.5 seconds. If those 5.5 seconds, if you hold on to God, divert your mind, hold on, not allow to commit an error, then the peak will be over. Then you look back and say, hey, what a fool was I. I would have gone and committed one more error. So at that moment, Swami said, you remember me at that moment. Don't say that my name has no power. So he did implement that and he was free from the power. So God alone is the power which will get rid of us, the wrong things which we want to eliminate. There's no question of bifurcation. Everything is a spiritual. Who said that this is my worldly thing, this is my family duty, this is only half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, I sit in silence, hey, don't disturb me, don't. That's not a spirituality. That's only KG class. Everything is spiritual. What are we doing now? It's only spiritual. How I take, how I drink. If I keep the bottle like this, it is not spiritual. Keep the bottle properly. Treat everyone as embodiment of God. Discipline yourself. Set an ideal example in front of others, including your spouses or the children or elders. You sit silently. You can't change anybody. You can change yourself. Right. By changing yourself, by giving a good example, if it impacts them, they will change when it touches their inner core, not otherwise. By force, it has to come from the source. So, I don't think we have to, I have already said this and once one of the discourse interviews, when I was about to resign from this present job, and Swami came to know, Swami gave us interview. He said, "Hey Bhagia, kya sadhana karne ko chahta hai?" I said, "Swamiji, I want to abide in self," because he had given the task, abide in self, find out who you are. So Swami, all the time I want to abide in self. When I go to the class and teach subjects like statistics, operation research, this and that, my mind gets diverted from Atma. He did not allow me to complete the sentence. He said, if you segregate, this is a secret, divine secret, please, I don't mind sharing with everyone. He said, if you segregate, this is worldly, this is spiritual, even in 1,000 births, I will not give you what you want. I will definitely not give you. No even chance of any future getting something, I will not give you. I was shattered, caught hold of his feet. Swamiji, what sin have I done? Please help me. Then he said that, what is sadhana? Sadhana, sadhana, sadhana. Sadhana is unification of sadhaka, sadhyam and sadhaka and sadhak. Sadhana, true sadhana is living together in a harmonious way. True sadhana is control of senses. True sadhana is sharing with others which I have given you. True sadhana is, see, I have made you in charge of these students. They are Maharishi Tattvas, students and teachers. Students are ready to receive, teachers are ready to give. Your sadhana is to remove the outer husk or layer of some ignorance which they have accumulated over so many births. In a gunny bag of rice, there will be few grains of paddy. Paddy is also rice. Remove the husk, it is rice. So your sadhana is to remove the husk from their minds. And set an ideal example to them. Make them good. Then I am going to use them as my instrument to cleanse the whole world. If you do that, I'll be very happy. Then I'll give you what you want. So, there's nothing. Whatever we do is spiritual. Whatever we do. How do we wear clothes? It's not necessarily the latest and the fashion or very most expensive clothes. No. Whatever you wear should be clean, proper fitting, good iron, well set. Whatever face Lord has given, okay, remain nice. Nowadays, just because people don't see, many of our youngsters and students, they don't like to show their faces full of beard. I don't know what has happened to them. And are wearing shorts and why? Swami has given the guidelines for a simple life. Set an ideal example. I challenge my students that any day, all these 35 years, any day show me anywhere, here or India or abroad or traveling or otherwise, that I have given up wearing white and white. Once Swami said, white and white, never deviate. Follow his commands. It's a spirituality is a daring process. Heroes, strong-minded, internally, not physically strong. Don't worry about anybody. My master has said, let the world go to hell. I don't care. Then you see the results. Ramakrishna was teaching to our Vivekananda. He said, see, there was a glass of juice, sugarcane juice, and it was kept for Vivekananda, but in that Calcutta, the flies were hovering around the glass and some of them sitting on the edge and trying to sit. Then that also, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he taught him the lesson. See, all these flies, they want to just taste. They are sitting on the edge of the glass. Some of them they just dip their tongue in it and enjoy. Nobody wants to go in. Why? They know once they go in, they'll never come out. That is the spirituality. We want to test this and that. We want to ride on two horses. How can it be? So, be firm. What is your goal of life? You want to enjoy the worldly comforts? Why? Till you are getting tired. It's all temporary. World will give you only that. That doesn't mean that you discard the world. Remain in the world. Why? That's how they say it's like a lotus flower. Lotus flower stem is always immersed in the slushy area. But above, sustenance is from the same world. You be different. Then you see how it will not come. Be clarity. You should know what the goal and the path he has indicated. Simple path of love, pure love, selfless love, unconditional, and changeless love, all the time, same love to everyone, and fearless love. Do that, how it will not be effective. I asked Swami once, why I'm forgetting again and again that you are God. In your physical presence, I remember it. When you are away, why do I forget Swami? He said, you think that you are greater than Vishwamitra and Vasishtha? Even they were deluded in Maya, considering Rama as just an ordinary boy. You think you are greater than them? No, Swamiji. I'm not comparing myself with them. I have nothing to do with them. I want to ask about you. Why do I forget? He said, "Tum vasana leke aaye. There are so many vasanas." I said, "But then I can't do anything with that. What do I do now?" There, because he wants to see how serious I am. So he said, see, whatever you eat food, the gross part goes waste. Subtle part becomes muscle and blood. Subtlest part becomes your thought. Composition of the mind. Mind is nothing but bundle of thoughts. So he said, be careful what you eat. It should be sattvic. Then you will get sattvic thoughts. Then your willpower will increase. He said, sattvic food doesn't mean only fruits, vegetable, and curd and milk. No. It has different dimensions. What are those? How the food ingredients are procured. With what money, with what earning. How it is cooked. Those thoughts of the cooks will be carried forward. Because ultimate food is converted into thoughts, mind. How food is served, who is serving you, what environments you eat, what feelings you have. Apart from the food, what you take through mouth has another important thing, what you bring out from the mouth. Soft, sweet language. Don't be harsh. Then food is not only through mouth. What about what you hear? That should be sattvic. What you see should be sattvic. What you touch, what you taste, what you smell. All inputs should be sattvic. I have my grace. I said, Swami, I need your grace. He said, my grace is there. Your vessel is limited. How do I increase the capacity? First he said, stop the drainage. There are 5 drain holes. This wasting my grace in every way. How? What are the books you read? What videos you see? What people you talk with? What thoughts you entertain? Where do you go? All these things have bearing on my grace, how much you can hold. Increase the capacity by stopping those outlets. Then you see your will become so strong, will be same as my will. Then you will never forget. So, sadhana is, as I said, not meant for cowards. And just pretending this way also, that way also. Chalo, chalta. Chalta, then Lord has no hurry. Every life is an examination for one semester, you may say. So he gives us syllabuses given to us, then question paper is very easy. Everybody knows the question paper is an open book test. And when we write, that means how we pass through the life, towards the end, he doesn't detain anybody, no failures in this classroom. He will put a stamp, CA, not chartered accountant, cost accountant. Come again, bete, kahan jaoge? Come again. So, chapa laga ke bhej deta. Chalo. Again, next semester. So, that's the way it is. For him, there is no hurry. How we make use of this, and particularly we are contemporaries of Avatar. The sages used to do tapas for hundreds of years, and they would get just a glimpse of the universal Lord. Here, day in, day out, we have seen Him, we have heard Him, we have touched Him. How lucky we are, how easy He has made. In fact, one he said that you all don't deserve. Sages do so much of tapas and they get one glimpse. And with that one darshan, all your achievements, bank balance, spiritual bank balance is nullified. Then, very innocent, one boy, school boy, asked Swamiji, we have come here, you gave us a darshan. This first darshan, everything paid off, our accounts are settled, but you are giving us darshan day in, day out. He said, every subsequent darshan is out of my love, my compassion. So, let us make use of it. If you, when I came in 86, one gentleman used to be there, I don't want to name, I know all the details. He used to tell me again and again, Bhagia, he was in 80s and I was in, say, 30s. So, this Bhagia, do you know, I have seen Raman Maharshi. I have met him. I have listened to him. Again and again he would repeatedly say so. One day, because short temper as I was, I said, sir, will you keep quiet? Not those very rough words. Sir, you enjoy Avatar. Raman Maharshi, yes, you have seen him, but now you are missing this. Oh, okay, I have time. I will spend 5 minutes more on Raman Maharshi. Once Swami told all his words, my ears have heard directly from his mouth. Inside Vrindavan. Swami was a lad, boy of 24. He went to Raman Maharshi's ashram. In fact, before that he had gone to Aurobindo also, and Swami had shown us his photo with Arvind playing with badminton. Can you believe? Swami, small boy, Swami playing with Aurobindo. Then he said, I had gone to Raman Maharshi's ashram. Mind you, moment Raman Maharshi saw from the distance that this boy, I'm telling boy, naming boy, but he got up and his devotees are sitting there. Oh, Parabrahman has come, Parabrahman has come. Oh, he started dancing, shouting, excited. He brought Swamiji inside his ashram and made him comfortable, and out of love, oh Lord, can I prepare something for you to offer it to you? Bring. He prepared whatever best he could, offered it to Swami in a plate. He was very lovingly watching Swami eating. Are Parabrahman taking the form and eating. Wow, what a fortune. There's no estimation of our good fortune. So, watching, he was enjoying, but little thought came in his mind, and Swamiji left some part of food, and Maharshi Ramana told Swami, please, no, I'm full, I'm over, mine. Then the moment Swami said yes, over, he grabbed the plate from Swami's hand and started eating the remaining part. And he's licking the plate. And he said, Swami, now I have no more birth. I am free from this birth. And thought came to him, Swamiji, you bless my mother. This is my mother's tomb. Because Ramana Maharshi had promised his mother, he had troubled his mother, but he promised finally, he put his hand on mother's head at the last moment, and peacefully she gave the life. But still, he wants Parabrahman to touch the mother's tomb. Swami, this is my mother's tomb. Please bless. Swami, bless. Swami, this is Lakshmi's tomb. Gaya, cow, who used to give them milk. Swami touched. And then Swami said, where is your tomb? Swami, this body is my tomb. Swami blessed him. He said, oh, he started dancing now. I'm through. This is value of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. And we take him so lightly. अरे स्वामी ने तो नहीं देखा ना, हम बच गया मैं. He has not seen what I did. He doesn't know. Hey, don't tell him, huh? What is nonsense? He is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent all the time, even now. So, we have to be careful. When we are dealing with him, we are contemporaries. It's not an ordinary thing. It's highly beneficial, could be highly detrimental if you misuse. If you try to cheat on a spiritual path, if a person is cheating, the worst of the thing, sin, it cannot be nullified unless the avatar wills otherwise. So, there's a wonderful chance and a wonderful or very tricky path as well. See, it happens, the mind is always wavering. Once the mind is steady, means we are through. So, these ups and downs will come. There are tendencies, some tendencies they throw us out for a long time, some tendencies are short-lived. So we can, with the intellect, with the discrimination, we can put back ourselves. But to fight with the bull, that, hey, you have to sit here, hey, mornings 5 to 5:30, I should, if something happens, some disturbance, and you know it is going to be beneficial to somebody sick. As Swami said, the hands which serve are better than the lips which pray. So, it's better to go. I used to be very upset if somebody comes early morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock to ask for homeopathy medicine. Almost I will pour out anger. Then Swami made me realize, Puttaparthi will send the patients in that time when I'm thinking that this is my sadhana time. There's nothing like that. You're continuously at the background. Everything is Swami. Everything is His manifestation. Go on with doing anything. Even the butcher, I've read the stories, even the butcher doing his duty was self-realized compared to other people. Because that's a profession given to him by his ancestors. But he used to offer everything to God. Even we have heard this story also, a person who, was very fond of God and statue, I don't recollect the whole story. Then somebody told him that, are you ready to give some Akashvani, offer your eyes? He said, okay. So he immediately took one eye and offered it to the goddess or whatever it was. Then no, both eyes. So both eyes, how do I do that? He put his foot on the statue where he was to offer, and with his sword plucked another eyes and to offer it to the goddess. At that time, goddess appeared and you passed the test. So it is all the firmness, steadfastness, conviction. You've understood. Here and now, you are free. Who says that we are bound? You are free. We bind ourselves. We consider this association with the body. I am Bhagia, this. This pure consciousness, I am. That consciousness has entered or manifested through one form. So long the form is there, consciousness will appear to be functioning. Once the form, due to any reason, it disappears, consciousness does not disappear. Consciousness will stop operating through the form. But it is there. Universal consciousness never increases, never decreases. Millions and trillions of forms, human beings and animals and insects and all, go on manifesting and dying. But consciousness remains same. So we have to hold on to identify ourselves not with this body. Mind you, body is not useless, huh? Because of body, we are able to listen, we are able to feel, we are able to do something. If there's no body, then over, finished. So while the consciousness is operating through this body, with understanding, with discrimination, make use of it and elevate the trapped individual soul, which will get purified. And finally, when all the obstacles are removed, identifying with unnecessary temporary things, then you are what you are. Till they have a discrimination. Once they get the discrimination, I don't think there is a need to still guide them. But it is our duty when they are innocent, when they are so small, and even as they are growing, you don't have to tell them. They observe everything. How I set an ideal example, I don't have to explain to them. Automatically it will get ingrained in their personality. Even if they have a tendencies of previous births elsewhere, they will remember, they will come to know, Arey yaar, mera dad, mera mother, my mother, mom will never do this. Why am I doing this? Oh, because of bad company, because of my wrong thinking, because of my desires, because of my some fears. So they will get automatically internal assessment. But forcing the bull, no, you come to this fence. No, instead show the green grass, bull will come. Meaning, it is left to us, the parents, the elders, how we create the atmosphere in the family. Once they grow beyond a certain age, then you can't hold them. Meaning, you don't have to tell him, hey, don't call your girlfriend. Let him call, so what? It's up to him. Nothing wrong. But if he has already in the family, parents or at least son and daughter, son and mother, daughter and father, or even otherwise, they can pour out their feelings, discuss openly. My brother is sitting, I can see him. We used to discuss any damn thing. I am elder to him, including he had a, अरे बोलता है कि मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड थोड़ी यार स्कूलमेट है, so उससे बात किया तो क्या बात है? Or shall I enter into a business where I don't do anything, I can export the meat just by phones. Okay, shall I do that? I said no, because you are incurring or you are part of the cycle where the animals are being slaughtered. No amount of income will justify to go into this business. Like that we used to discuss, because he knew that I am not going to misguide him. I am not going to put him down, but I am open. Let him say. And I will also put forward the arguments. Sometime it will come that, okay, you don't agree with me, I will do this way, or I say, go ahead, test it yourself. Very soon, because the background, it has been told that, okay, this is not right, very soon God will help him. No, no, no. What elders are telling is the right thing. So, it depends upon us rather than blaming on the children. I had asked even Swami, that Swamiji, these young boys, they come, MBA students, they don't know anything about Swami. Swami, I know that Avatar is with us, Swami. How do I convince them that Sai Baba is God? He said, hey, who are you to convince them? What were you when you were small? So, they have also different. Then Swami, they will miss this chance. He said, do one thing. You can talk about the selfless activities which are going on here. Now, when they see themselves top to toe, it is selfless, love, love, love. They will realize that's true. And then you can tell them, if such a selfless person is telling you something, it is for your good. He is not going to gain anything. Even if you don't chant his name rest of your life after a studentship, he doesn't lose anything. You are the loser. So, with that, take the concept of first as a selfless activity. They will assess themselves, experience that, then they will be tempted to follow Swamiji's teachings. So similarly, we have to do our part. Even if person is having different ideas, rather than putting our foot down and curtailing him, find out why does he have a need to do that. My father had taught me, same my University city, I did not take even 2 annas those days, meaning some 12 paisa, naya paisa as a kharchi every day for going to the school. Whereas my father sometimes would keep 5 rupee note under the pillow of my younger brother. I said, why? Then my father explained to me that see, he has friend circle. He should not feel that because of money I am poor or this and that. Let him enjoy. If you put this constraint, it can lead to some other evils. But, hold on. Meaning, out of love, he has so much confidence that where will he go? I will be able to put him on the right path. So, different students or different children will need different treatment. Some people like the same doctor, stomach pain, same stomach pain. One tablet, one doctor will say for a patient that one tablet is good enough. Another one, oh, you should do fermentation, you should do this, diet control, this and so third patient, same stomach pain. Oh, there is an emergency, you undergo an operation. Immediate attention is required of the surgeon. So he is admitted in the hospital. Same stomach pain, different treatment to different patient. We can't have a jacketed one line of dealing with the youngsters. No. Mind you, youngsters are very, very, very intelligent. Yeah. I love them, I respect them. And again, contribution made by Swami in 1986. Before I went for the first session in the MBA class, I told Swamiji, I am myself just a chemical engineer and did the MBA degree, and you are with me, sending me to teach MBA students. Swami, I don't know what to teach. He said, just gave a very simple guidelines. He said, you teach them from your own experience. Whatever is given in textbook, you go and blabber over there, they will not find it interesting. How you applied that in your life, you give them such a thing which they can never find in textbooks. Then they will be attentive, they will like it. Another thing, you should have unity between thought, word and deed. Whatever you tell them to do, before that you should have put into practice. Otherwise, you have no right to speak such a thing. So, have unity between you. Otherwise, even if one boy sees you, finds you doing something different than what you were told in the class, anywhere, any part of the world, they will give up all the respect for you. You lose all the respect in their minds. They are very intelligent, very sharp. That is very true. I consider students are omnipresent. Many years back, few years back, I went to New York and I was with my wife and a friend, my childhood friend, and we were going for some purpose to get some visa, and suddenly one gentleman in New York streets, I don't remember the street number, 14 or somewhere. So he comes one-on-one, he looks at me, I look at him, and appearing to be American, although the skin color I knew that he's an Indian, but the style, walking, and so he put his briefcase down on the ground and he told me, "Bhagia sir." I said, "Yes." He simply, put his head down on trying to touch my feet, and I hugged him. He said, "Why? What happened?" "Sir, it's a dream. You are here. I find it." I said, "I don't know. I was telling him that you are not MBA student. I've never seen you." He said, "Sir, I did MCOM and you have taught us in OR and you used to give me homeopathy medicine. Till today I never got cold again and like that. But you have come here." So I always consider, like Swami, students are omnipresent. Even now also, I don't know how many students are watching or will watch later on. Not that I'm scared. We have to be inside, outside, safe. There's no fear. And to the student, children also, same thing. You go on setting an ideal example. And then you see impact has to be there. Has to. My grandfather once told me, I had gone, my uncle had taken me for a last show in a movie, film. At that time, cinema used to be called. So when we came back, grandfather woke up and he blasted my uncle, who was not a lot of gap between my father and my uncle's age. So he was like my friend, not friend but elder brother, so to say. So he had then my grandfather blasted him that you are spoiling this boy also. Where is the need to go? Last show and all. So next day I had an opportunity. Always used to walk with my grandfather. He used to sharpen my calculating capacity by giving oral examples, oral sums, and he will give answer himself if I am not able to solve. So he used to improve my mental capacity, thinking capacity. So that next day evening, he said, "Why did you go?" I said, "Dada, Baba, he had taken me for this movie." "Kya tum natak dekhta hai?" "What natak you are seeing?" "See, whole world is natak. Can't you see?" But mind you, natak is na atak. Whole world is a natak, but don't get caught. Now that point, later on with Swamiji, decades after that, in an interview room in Vrindavan, Swami told me, "Are you watching TV?" I said, "No, Swami." "Hey, look into my eyes and tell me." I said, "Swami, I don't see." Hey. So I thought that there is some wrong understanding. Swami is giving some message. So I looked into eyes for a few seconds. I was silent. It took me back to where I had interaction with my grandfather. I said, "Yes, Swami. Yes, I see television." Swami told all VIPs and teachers and students. Now he's telling the truth. I said, "Swamiji, kya dekhta hai? What do you watch?" I said, "Swamiji, whole world." I thought I have become wise. Whole world is a television I keep on watching. He said, "Hey, why do you switch on the TV?" Then my mind said, "Arey yaar, ye wo switch tere paas hai. You have the switch. And you are telling me that I am switching on. So he is Antaryami, and he said very nice thing. Whenever you have deep interest in something, that is switching on the channel for you. Let the TV go on now. You start your channel, separate channel, by deep interest, getting caught. That is the way he taught me. He put me in a still higher pedestal. That, hey, don't think only this television, world is television, but you, wherever you have a strong desires, strong dislike, then or fear, you get cut. Your channel is on. Nobody else can tell us the ceiling and desire. I want to be millionaire, billionaire. I want to see that everybody prospers, everybody is finished in this world, as some people have indicated that they have taken the role of God, that I want to, depopularize and things like that. It is up to them. They are competing with God. But I don't think there is any difficulty if we just think. Supposing ceiling and desire, you mentioned, I may have half a dozen pair of shirts, and somebody offers me, or I go for shopping, and very throwaway price, it's available. First question, do I need it? If I don't need it, why should I get tempted? Because I still find that the things of the world, they are very attractive. But I forget the fact they are all temporary. They will never give me a joy. In the world, Swami has given one wonderful example, that supposing you are hungry and you go to a restaurant where it's written that it is, in those days, military restaurant, meaning you will get only non-veg, and you go there and then you order sambar rice because you are vegetarian. You order sambar rice. You will never get it. Sir, see the board. It is military restaurant and it sells only the non-veg. So it is written in this world where every guru, any spiritual leader will tell, this is all temporary joy. Why do you not remember that? And then, okay, temporary joy, you do your duty and over, finish. Once you get caught, again, starting the channel of TV, then you get caught. So the ball is in my court, not I don't have to know he attracted me, he told me, who is he? That means he has a control point outside you. Ultimately, who is going to give consent? Yes, I will do, I will not do. I want to eat, don't want to eat. I want to go there, I don't want to go there. Ultimate decision is mine. So to blame others, again, is a question of joy. Blame Jesus first, God. Blame others first, next, and then you say, "Arey yaar, theek hai, mera hi kasoor hoga." You can't blame anybody else. Take the charges in your hand, or surrender totally. Whatever comes to you, through you, whatever happens, take it as His will. Whether blame or praises, the favorable, unfavorable, comfortable, uncomfortable. Take everything is as prasadam. Then maintaining equanimity is the highest devotion. Don't underestimate that. Highest devotion. It will definitely reach you the goal. Maintain equanimity. But not with the likes and dislikes. Equanimity means take everything with equal minded. Yes.